Before I begin my address, I would like to point out to the delegates at the back of the hall that there are seats up here at the front if they'd like to come up and take them. A Hánaiste agus Cranara an Loch-Dibra, a Harry, a Seachtaí Dála, a Cheanadóri, a Cóirlóri, a Dhéile Gádaí, a Lucht an Cóir Tailóireachta, a Chúirtóirí Céimúla agus a Lucht an Freis. Fáiltíam romh go léir go dtí an cógáil 100 milliún den Loch-Dibra. Tá súlagam go miniméid go léir tarafa as an ócáid starúil seo. Thar sin tá súlagam freisin go minic pártaí an Loch-Dibra agus muintir na hÉireann ina iomlán tarafa as obair na cógála. I welcome you one and all to this, the centenary conference of the Labour Party. We come to review the party's first year in office and look towards the coming year and beyond. So that conference runs in a fair and efficient manner, the cooperation of everyone is needed. Will each delegate, when commencing to speak, please state his or her name and the name of the body that appointed him or her. Will all speakers please strictly adhere to their time allocations so that the maximum number of delegates can be given the opportunity to speak. Since we assembled here in the Bailey Allen Hall in Áras na Moch Lane in NUI Galway, we have seen the party grow from being the third largest party in the state to the second largest. Labour now has 37 Dáil seats, which they won in the February 25, 2011 election, our highest ever. We now have 12 senators. Last October, our party president, Michael D. Higgins, was elected President of Ireland. The Special Delegate Conference of March 11th last year overwhelmingly approved the programme for government, and party leader Eamon Gilmore led us into government with Fine Gael. Nobody in Labour was under any illusions as to the huge task that faced the party. When Tánaiste Eamon Gilmore led the Labour ministers and parliamentary party into government, Ireland's economy was in a very serious position. There are very few people in the state that do not realise the enormous difficulties that Ireland is still facing, and that there are no painless solutions. There is, however, a conviction out there that the country will recover. How quickly this happens depends to a large extent on the measures implemented and the recovery of the national morale. There is a pressing need to continue to disperse the doom and gloom that is still all too prevalent. There is a need to further discredit those politicians in Leinster House who recklessly persist with the fantasy that we can somehow renege on the sovereign commitments entered into, however foolishly, by the previous government. They would lead people to believe that, despite reneging on these commitments, that we can still borrow the money to run the state. The Labour Party in government inherited an appalling economic situation. This situation has been faced up to with courage, commitment and ability. In all of these circumstances, there is a good story to tell after just a year in office. Mistakes have been made, acknowledged and, where possible, rectified. But our achievements have not always been recognised or acknowledged. Our challenge for the future is to ensure that the Labour Party message is clear, unambiguous and that our distinctive voice is heard despite any background noise. This conference, the 2012 Labour Party conference, will serve to renew, refresh and emphasise our own political brand. The good story will be outlined in detail throughout the conference. That is not to in any way underestimate the very difficult months and years ahead and the massive problems, not least unemployment and emigration, that remain to be overcome. The last time we were here for National Conference in Galway, Michael D. Higgins was Labour Party Deputy for Galway West. We had the joy of seeing him elevated to the highest office in the land, the office of President, late last year. The memory of his inspiring oratory, which has been so much a feature of National Conference over many years, will remain strongly with us. The seat so ably held for so long by President Michael D. Higgins for the Labour Party has continued as a Labour seat. It is now very ably held by Derek Nolan TD, who has just addressed you. Deputy Nolan is a worthy successor in Galway West to President Michael D. Higgins. Let us emerge, delegates, from this centenary conference of the Labour Party, renewed and united in support of Taoiseach and party leader Eamon Gilmore, the other Labour ministers and the Parliamentary Party, as they work tirelessly to address the very challenging years ahead. As they continue this work with our support, in the spirit of James Connolly and Jim Larkin, a better Ireland for all the people will result. Gormagwith.